I convinced a neighborhood kid that I had a twin and I spoke a different language. I don't have either. When I 19F was in kindergarten, my apartment complex had a playground close by. I would constantly go to the park with my younger brother and goof off for hours. There was a little boy who would come by and always try to play with us. I convinced my brother to speak a fake language and act like we had no idea what he was saying but would still play with him. This included a lot of pretending to not understand what was happening, but the little boy would go along with it. One day at the park by myself, the little boy came up and I had forgotten my language. Obviously the little boy was shocked and thought I was lying the whole time. So I had to come clean. I'm a twin and I speak English while my sister doesn't, which is not true at all. I'm not a twin and I don't speak other languages. From there on out, when I wasn't with my brother I was my twin. Deep memory that randomly came up. I wonder if that little boy ever thinks about it. Which American country has a planned economy? I lied ABT going to college for 3 wire as to family and friends, but really been doing nothing. Growing up in a strict Asian household, as the eldest child to 1F, I've carried immense pressure from my immigrant parents. To cope, I've resorted to a web of lies, culminating in a monumental deceit, pretending to attend college for nearly 3 years. This all started back in 2020. I went to community college, so still living at home, but due to COVID classes had to be online. Well, I lacked motivation and my mental health, even now, was terrible, led me to fail the entire semester. I should have just withdrawn from all my 6 classes I was taking, but I thought I could fix my mistakes. Anyways, I obviously didn't tell my parents till the end of the semester that I failed. I basically had to confess during New Year's Eve BC. My mom caught on that something was up. My parents have both advocated for school and think it's the only way to a successful life. We had a major argument that almost led my almost dad throwing and hitting something at me. During those times I opened up about my mental health, such as depression, and well, that wasn't fun, as my dad doesn't believe in that stuff, and while my mom is a little more sympathetic, she's still skeptical. That's besides the point. Basically, I got a job and my parents told me that I only had a month to take, I guess what was a semester break. It got me in another argument BC. I felt a month was too all short of a break for me, and that I needed at least a year to really get myself together. I lost that argument and went back to school. I did 2 really fast-paced online classes. I actually did pretty good in those 2 classes. Managed to get my GPA slightly up. The next STEM, I did pretty decent. It wasn't until spring 2022 where the grades came crashing. I learned something ABT myself during those times, and it's anytime I tend to do really well in something I stop trying BC. I think everything will work out. I told my parents what happened and that I wanted to drop out. They gave me an ultimatum. Either I find some job and then move out or stay in school. This is where I fucked up. I wish I took the job offer instead of sticking with school. I mean, I told them I'd rather work, but IDK the guilt I had choose that path ate me up. They looked so disappointed, especially my dad BC. His dream is for me to get an education. It really had me questioning if I'm doing this just to please them, which I was BC. I chose to go back to school. Now this where the lies began. I basically flunked out of college, so I couldn't take any classes for 2 whole semesters. Also, this whole time I'm going to school for free. My school is getting paid for. So what did I do? I would pretend to leave for school, then I deepened the lie by saying I was able to transfer schools, and now my supposed graduation is coming up this week. Okay, well, the first half of the year back in fall 2022, I literally did nothing. I would just sit in the car or at my campus library and watch YouTube all day. Anyways, I ended up getting a new job. Wasn't so bad, but I left the job. Fast forward to March 2023, I sent in my appeal letter to my school and got accepted back to like 3 classes over the summer. Did okay? I did withdraw from 1, I believe, but wanted to move school, start fresh. So I started looking up online schools or just any school, whether it was a trade divided by vocational, beauty, and just any sort of program to help at least have something. I told myself once I got that sorted out, I'd tell them. I didn't get things sorted out. I still am. I started doing some self-learning. I have a passion for film and graphic design, so been studying on that. Learning stuff on digital marketing through YouTube BC. Why not? Maybe get into content creation. Be a UGC creator IDK. I've been studying for the CLEP exam in case I do want to back to college. I can just take tests to get out of retaking all my failed classes. Started DoorDash just a month ago. While it isn't some crazy money, at least I'm making something. Also go to the gym and been working on my health most of the time, though it's just me doing research and not getting into action, mostly because I'm scared to take risk. I can't even say the small things about myself to my parents. I don't even think they truly know me. For example, I have an interest in fashion. I've seen these girls online start business where they help style people. They buy items and pieces that match the client's style and aesthetic. That sounds like so much fun and something I'd love to try. Another thing is psychology and even sex psychology. I've heard some people say I make a good sex therapist with the advice I give and how open I am about it all. Plus, I've always been fascinated by these industry. Not that I'd ever join, just so curious as to why one would choose that life and how as a society we indulge in it. Anyways, hopefully I can share that with them when I confess. BC, I might confess a lot more than this, either due to the depression and anxiety I got, which I really should see a therapist for. I desperately need one. Also considering I might have ADHD due to the lack of focus and commitment I have, while not being in college or having an actual stable job, did make me slightly happy as I didn't have to worry ABT an assignment to or a shift to go to. This 3-wires of self-reflect made me understand how privileged I am. I got to go to school for free, and I've just been leeching off my parents for everything. People would probably kill to be in my shoes. I feel like I've been ungrateful and selfish for the lies I've told. You'd think after the first 2 incidents, I would learn my lesson, but clearly not. I haven't only hurt my parents, but my younger sister as well. The amount of pressure she must be in to succeed. BC, I ended up becoming the failure. I mean, she's told me this recently, so I know. I feel like a shitty, terrible person. Like I've committed a crime. I know me feeling bad doesn't make me a shitty person, but I just feel like I don't deserve this privileged life I've been given. My parents worked hard for this, and for me to just tear it all down. Like the only reason I ended up here is BC, I failed a shit ton of classes in college, and I'm not stupid, it's just I'm so lazy that it really hit me hard. I need some motivation, like some good motivation. I have days where I feel strong and determined and most lazy, tired and undetermined. Now, at a crossroads, I grapple with conflicting desires to please my parents with academic success or to forge my own path towards personal fulfillment. It's like, what do I choose to do? I'm already 21. I don't have like a set in stone goals. Like I want to do everything and nothing at the same time. I Washington NT to turn my life around. I don't want to live with my parents forever, but the future scares me. I honestly didn't think I'd be alive right now. Not that I've ever comes, but I have thought ABT it. Even now I've thought ABT that or running away instead of facing the truth. Tomorrow, well today, since I just posted, I must confront them with my truth, armed with a somewhat tentative plan for the future, acknowledging the need to grow up and shoulder responsibility, even if it means severing financial ties. I've read similar stories to mine on here. Some got good high-paying jobs, and some even kept the light going, got fake degrees and everything, where some gave up dates. My reaction is, wow, it's nice to know I'm not alone in this situation. Others have been there. It feels good to get this off my chest, because I've been keeping this to myself for 3-wires. Only one other person knows, which I told them recently in case I get kicked out. I know this is all fault, and I really have no excuses. I can't keep lying as much as I want to. I know they will definitely get angry, but I know it's out of love and care. Hopefully, I'm ready to turn my life around even if it's challenging. Sorry making this so long. BT forgot to mention what I was majoring in. Education, ha ha ha, ironic. I wanted to be a teacher, I guess. It's weird I still do but don't. Edit. If anyone has any advice on how I should better my life, or if I should stick to college. If anyone knows any resources or recommendations to programs or anything similar, I really appreciate it. Update-ish. Well, I'm gonna tell them when they come home from church, or when I do. BC, I volunteer at the Sunday school, so I have to go to church. While I'm not super religious, maybe if I pray to God or Jesus, both can give some guidance or a miracle. Who knows? Maybe my parents know this whole time and are letting me keep up the lie till I confess. I've had my suspicions. Anyways, regardless, it will be painful, especially after church. My mom wants to throw me a graduation party, and I'm sure right now she's telling people about it. I wish I had just said something as soon as she brought that up yesterday. The more I delay, the more mess it will cause. I've already delayed for almost 3-wires. I think I got so caught up in my lie, it just never really hit me that I had to tell them the truth. I'd leave every morning around a certain time, and then I'd just do whatever, forgetting this major situation. Hell, I almost was considering buying a fake degree and saying I actually don't want to go to my graduation anymore. Also, I mentioned in the comments about needing school receipts. I was gonna make fake ones. That would be crime. This is how mentally fucked up I've become. I don't deserve my family's forgiveness. I did so much hurt to them. My ex-boyfriend that is 19 years old started dating a 12-year-old. And he thinks that if he waits 2 years, he can finally do stuff with her. I, 20-year-old, used to date this person, whose name I will not say, so I will call him Guy, 19-year-old in the story. Me and him had been dating for 8 months or so, but I had to end things because of how toxic the relationship was. He would many times say that I wouldn't talk to him every second, even when I was in university. He would constantly get jealous of guys if they were around me, to which he once also got jealous of my cousin and my gay friend, and so much more. I then moved on and started dating my current boyfriend, to which I love so much. Fast forward for months, I received yesterday a text from one of Guy's other ex saying that he recently started dating this girl and that she was 12 years old, born in 2011. When I heard the news, I felt disgusted to the point me and the other girl wanted to write a note on Instagram saying totally shocked. We didn't expect much until today. I saw that Guy responded to my note saying, "Here's the other idiot." At that moment I started texting him saying that I wasn't the idiot one but him for making this big mistake, as this is something he can get sued for. We talked for over 3 hours, and he just would keep on saying that he thinks I should get an examination because of me wanting to change my dreams that will never come true, to continue looking for treatments to cure my ADHD, and that it doesn't want nothing to do with me. That's when I snapped at him saying that she was a child, and that if the situation was the opposite, and he was the kid, how would he feel? Later on stating that since I was older than him, as he is 2005 and I'm 2004, I had the same exact control. To which I told him that it was not the same situation, as we only have 1 year of difference, while with this girl he has 7 years, and that he knows very well the situation he is in, but he simply ignores the problem, and that really shows who he is. He continued on mocking me, saying, "Oh, look who is the intelligent one." The conversation ended with him saying that he doesn't want anything to do with me, and then my response was, "If you didn't want to listen to me, then you should have just ignored my Instagram note instead of replying to it." I felt the right to say what I thought of the situation because I do believe you are acting as a manipulator and a predator, and that girl does not deserve that. Long story short, I don't know what to do. Many of my friends told me to contact the parents of the girl, but I do not have the phone number. I do though have the one of my ex-mother. I don't know if I should text her or not. I've spied on female apartment window neighbors while they were naked. So I'm 26 meters finishing up law school in a major US city. I have an apartment close to the campus. My building is on a narrow street, and my window looks directly into the windows of the building directly across the street from me. I've the past 3 years, I've seen several tenants in those units change or get naked with their blinds open. It started out with this really sexy Indian girl with big tits. She never shut her blinds, and would basically just walk around naked. I even saw her have sex once. Then after her, there was a white couple, saw the guy's cock once, and the girl was topless in panties in front of the window several times, but seemed like she eventually started closing the window. Then there was another white girl, and she was super careful about closing the blinds. Best I ever saw was her in a bra and her in a towel. I'm about to move out and change apartments, but just yesterday I say the new tenant, this feet and busty white girl, I saw her first in a sport bra. I watched for a while and eventually she took off the bra and I saw her amazing tits. I know I should feel bad and like I invaded their privacy, but I don't. I feel like the burden is on them to close their blinds, and anything I can see from my own apartment is fair game for me to watch.